Grant, obviously it's a huge occasion this weekend, the Edinburgh Derby. Obviously it's even more special, isn't it, that it's being played here at Easter Road?
Absolutely. I think it's a privilege to play here, and I hope the players appreciate the experience. A lot of them have been here before, but there's a lot of new ones as well. So yeah, look, we're very honoured, and it's great support from the club that we're being allowed to play here. So I hope it's a good occasion.
Yeah, tickets are obviously free thanks to the backing of Bailey Gifford. Obviously huge support to them, and it'd be great to see as many people down here to watch the game as possible.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's so commendable that they're back in the event for both clubs, and I think both teams are competitive, and it's a good opportunity for possibly new fans to come and see a really exciting fixture played at the main stadium. So yeah, I'd urge everyone to get along if they can.
Yeah, I mean the backing from football supporters in Edinburgh, both here and at Tynecastle over the last couple of years, has shown, hasn't it, that there is a real appetite for women's football, and equally that's helped grow in terms of the standard of the game too.
Yeah, I think when you see both clubs, the backing that they've given their women's sides, and their fan base now capitalising on the opportunity to come and see the matches, it's good exposure for the game. We hope that we find some new fans that then come and support the team on a more permanent basis. But both clubs have done really, really well in supporting the whole thing, playing at both stadia this year, for example, and last year. And it's just good exposure and hopefully growth of the game.
Yeah, obviously over 8,000 supporters inside Easter Road for the game last year. When you're playing in a stadium, you have a crowd like that. Does it give the game a little bit of edge?
Personally, I feel it does. There's bits that particularly when there's noise, from the touchline, you don't always get your message over. But then when you hear the noise and momentum moments of the game, it's a bit cliche to say it, but it's like a 12th man. You can see the extra energy being squeezed out of the players. So it just adds to the product on the pitch, which is what we're all here to watch. Ultimately, watch these players perform. But yeah, it's really exciting when you have numbers like that behind you.
Yeah, and the players have been performing really well, especially the last 3 games, scoring 23 goals in those 3 games. How impressed have you been with the side's form, and how confident are you coming into this one?
We're in a good vein of form, I think. But again, just to sound like a standard football manager response, a big derby match with that kind of crowd in the stadium, I think the form does genuinely go out the window. We're both 2 evenly matched sides. We will hope and try our best to take our current form into the game, for sure. But Hearts are in good form. They don't lose a lot of goals. They're pretty difficult to break down. So yeah, look, we're in a happy place. The mood's good, naturally, because of the results and score lines. But it's a different proposition on the weekend. We can't turn up and assume it's all going to click and happen again. We'll have to get our work done this week and be ready come Saturday for a tough opponent.
Yeah, you obviously won at Tynecastle in the first Edinburgh Derby of this season. It was a close affair over there, but how much can you take from that game, whether that be confidence or also little bits of tactics here and there?
Yeah, I think there's elements of it. It was so many weeks ago now that it's difficult to predict that both teams will do anything similar. But look, there's a feel good attached to getting one over on your close rivals. We didn't beat them at all last year, and I think that's probably given them an edge in the games. So if we can roll out a similar series of results against them, give us the edge perhaps. But that's all on the wish list. I don't think we can guarantee any of that. I think we've got to approach the game as a brand new game, tactically, be aware of what they could do come match day, and for ourselves try and implement our own game plan. But there's little bits and pieces we can take from it for sure.
Yeah, we spoke on last Saturday on the pre-match show, just around the development of your side and the good run of form you've been on. In terms of this game now, is this almost a real test to see how far your team has developed?
I think we've possibly done that in the first game. Since then and previous to the last derby, we've bemoaned a little bit of inconsistency, I think, and I think that's normal with a young young squad that's been put together over the summer, and a new playing style. And when you play a lot of young players, you get some inconsistency. But I think we're starting to show now that things are gelling a little bit better. There's good relationships all over the pitch, on and off the pitch at the same time. So that's really where you're starting to see the success and the goals and the fluency in our play come. But even looking back to the last fixture, I can't recall off the cuff, but I think we maybe had 7 or 8 of our new signings started that game, and we've come out successful. So look, there's players in our dressing room know what this fixture means to play here, and they're massively important to us, whether they play or not come the weekend. But it's another, dare I say it, a box tick for us. We have to go into this game, look to try and win it, come out with another favourable result. It just shows that we're on the right path.
Yeah. Just finally, obviously, Jorian was speaking to us earlier. She had a big smile on her face. She's obviously excited about this game, like everyone else is. Is there a real buzz around HTC at the moment, building into this one?
It's a little bit special in Derby week. There's no getting away from it. As professional as you are, and you approach every game the same. And from myself and the rest of the staff, we genuinely approach this one the same. But there's always a little bit buzz around the players. And Jorian's a big game player. She's a big player for us. She'll be excited to play here if she starts at the weekend. But there's another 20 players with the same smile on their face, ready to go. So it's always a tricky one. Everyone's excited, wants to play. There's a bit of disappointment if you're maybe not starting. But I've got to commend the team in the main. I think that the squad, even those that haven't played recently, we're all behind each other, and that we're going to need all of that come the weekend.
Absolutely. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.